the workplace is stress-loaded. Workplace stress, working long hours, not having health insurance, not having very much autonomy at work, excessive and high demands put on the workers in the workplace. They said just doesn't affect productivity or damage morale. According to Dr. Pfeiffer, it's killing workers. Dr. Pfeiffer said, quote, "It's pretty clear that the human costs in terms of death and the economic cost in terms of elevated health care spend are quite substantial." He said this in a recent interview to promote his new book entitled Dying for a Paycheck. Clever title, provocative. Dying for a Paycheck. Dr. Pfeiffer's book was released yesterday, and the book is based upon a paper back in 2015, a study that said more than 120,000 deaths a year and roughly 5 to 8% of annual health care costs are attributable to how companies in the United States manage their workforces. Instead of adding wellness programs or yoga classes, companies need to focus more on the management practices that lead to substantial health issues such as layoffs, job insecurity, toxic cultures, and long hours, not only for their own bottom lines, but so that they don't offload those costs to broader society. So said Dr. Pfeiffer. "I want this to be the silent spring of workplace health," referring to his to Rachel Carson's book, if you all remember, back in 1962, to his book now called Dying for a Paycheck.
Toxic workplace. Have you worked in toxic workplaces?
I sure did.
And it just drains you, don't it?
Well, when you're a musician, and when I was growing up as a professional musician back in the day, they were allowed to smoke. And even though I didn't smoke, you're still exposed to that second. It's horrible. And my father died from industrial pollution, working on the platforms with trucks and trains. His lungs were totally destroyed. He died at 56.
I worked at a powder coat shop and we sandblasted. Oh, Lord.
I hope you wore a mask.
Yeah.
So we try to cover these kinds of stories just to remind ourselves about, everyday life. I know that I can get into the weeds and I often do, on the studies and the science, but these kinds of stories are of a practical nature. They affect our lives. They affect what we do each and every day. Dr. Kate Rheaume Bleue is my guest today, and Dr. Kate is an educator for natural factors. And she lives up there in very beautiful British Columbia, as I recall. Dr. Kate, welcome back to Let's Talk Nutrition. It's great to have you on this morning.
Good morning. Thanks. Great to be back.
It's great to have you on. How are you doing these days?
I'm doing well, thanks. I'm just getting over a bout of laryngitis, so my voice may be a little squeaky, but otherwise I'm good. I feel better than I sound.
What is laryngitis?
Typically, it's a virus that goes around, and it'll, for some reason, seems to gravitate towards or affect your larynx, and so the vocal cords, the voice box, isn't working as well as it should, and you may lose your voice completely or just be down to squeaks for a few days.
So it is a virus, then?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, you're not supposed to get this. Doesn't this drive you crazy when people say this to you? You're not supposed to get sick. After all, you're a naturopathic physician.
Exactly. I'm also one who uses my voice a lot. So that may be why maybe my voice was just telling me, you need a break, stop talking.
Is that what somebody said to you at home? No. No.
Just my vocal cords.
Who would dare say such a thing to you? We certainly, I know you didn't make it to Expo West. We were looking forward to maybe the opportunity to meet you in person. We've never met in person. So we're still looking for that chance.
Well, we did meet some great people from Natural Factors.
Oh, of course.
I was so impressed with.
Well, that was Gary's first trip. I introduced him to everybody there.
Nice. Yeah, we did have a big contingent, a big crew down there, from what I heard.
I met Ed Graham again. I met Richard Passwater again. I met what's the guy I called Vince McMahon.
Oh, who looks like Vince McMahon? Yeah.
Jim?
No.
Rob?
Rob.
Yeah, Rob Yelling. That's so funny. I haven't heard that before, but you're right.
We joke around about that. He's such a fine man, isn't he?
He really is.
He's a nice man. I wanted to get your take on my reporting on Professor Pfeiffer's new book, Dying for a Paycheck. I was just wondering, in your travels and in your practice and in your work as a naturopathic physician, if workplace stress comes up, if you've had to deal with that with patients from time to time.
No doubt. And I'm really glad you brought up this study, because I think it is, at the very least, a wake-up call for people to start becoming aware of or examining, well, maybe it's not okay or healthy to be working such long hours or to be under, this kind of stress when it comes to work. Because I absolutely would see that in practice. For many people, their lives revolve around their jobs, and that can become all-encompassing. There's pressures to perform, and it's just, it's part of North American culture as well that I don't think we have as much balance between our leisure time and vacation time, and I absolutely see this affecting people very often.
Ambition is a wonderful thing, an achievement, and I'm all in on that. In Europe, people are no less ambitious, no less passionate about their careers and achievement. But I sense that in different cultures, they have, I don't know, it seems, for lack of a better way to say it, a more balanced approach here.
Agreed.
There's something to learn from that. We're still a young country compared to many of those countries in Europe that are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years old. They've had time to think things through. Our careers are important, but not at the expense of our health. We'll see what's on Dr. Kate's mind when we come back. And I also want to ask her, I came across a study out of Cornell Food and Brand Lab. They do such cool work there at Cornell. Not very seldom, or very often, not very often, would you find the words concession stand and healthy food in the same sentence, especially when it comes to students. But we found an exception. Come back, I'll tell you more.
Don't be stressed out or anxious. Take Hempenol.
Whether you spend your free time on a treadmill, under a car, or in your garden, if your active lifestyle leaves you sore, Body Vigor's Inflammaforce may be exactly what you need. Inflammaforce has a natural herb blend that acts as an anti-inflammatory to help maintain healthy joint and mobility support. There are standardized herbs like white willow, boswellia, turmeric, ginger, and devil's claw. The vegetarian capsule promotes easy digestion and a fast-acting dissolve process. Inflammaforce includes a proprietary enzyme herbal blend full of antioxidants and flavonoids that target pain and inflammation throughout the body. Body Vigor's Inflammaforce contains ingredients that support normal, healthy joint flexibility and function, builds healthy tissue, and helps with your recovery process. So if you're tired of sore joints and inflamed muscles, Body Vigor's Inflammaforce is your answer. Purchase Inflammaforce exclusively on Amazon.com.
This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. Following commercial messages, the show will return shortly. LTN streams live Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern on YouTube, Facebook, and the LTN website. The show also airs on radio coast to coast, including Hawaii, Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern. Please check your local listings. We'll be right back. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. Following commercial messages, the show will return shortly. LTN streams live Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern on YouTube, Facebook, and the LTN website. The show also airs on radio coast to coast, including Hawaii, Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern. Please check your local listings. We'll be right back. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. Following commercial messages, the show will return shortly. LTN streams live Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern on YouTube, Facebook, and the LTN. Rheaume Bleue is my guest today, and I always enjoy talking with her, and I typically implicate her in things that I'm reporting on. She does show up with particular ideas in mind, and we're going to get to that in one moment. Typically, the words concession stands, healthy food, and students, you wouldn't find those in the same sentence. But if you go to the Cornell Food and Brand Lab, their website, foodpsychology.cornell.edu, if you want to know the address, you'll find it. They report on a study where healthy concession stand makeovers are a game changer, was the headline. This is interesting. Concession stands at school sporting events are often overlooked by those advocating for healthy school food, it says. However, a new study published in the Journal of School Health highlights how concession stands can benefit from adding on healthy items. This is interesting. I'll get Dr. Kate's take on this. Brian Wansink, Dr. Wansink, he's a pretty cool researcher. I like him a lot. Said that we found that an average of 77% of students purchased healthier foods when they were available, and that revenue also increased when a variety of healthy items were available, close quote. Dr. Wansink said this is a game changer for both schools and healthier students, close quote. He's absolutely right. I keep saying it. I insist. I am not going to change my mind until you persuade me otherwise. I still believe that children, young adults, teenagers, whatever, are interested in healthy food. I don't believe that they are junk food aficionados and that's all they want to eat. I don't believe it. I've never believed it. I've given talks to children. They are curious about food. They're interested in food. They want healthier choices. They're even critical of their parents who take them 2 and 3 times a week to fast food places to eat. They don't want to go, but they're hungry and they go. We can do this. We can do this. Dr. K, what do you make of that?
Well, I'm delighted to see this, and it's amazing because it's just such a simple, it's such a simple thing that to make healthy food available, and that it can be as convenient as anything else. And you're absolutely right. First of all, just on the very basis of having it available, people at least have the option to choose it and will choose it. And as far as that goes, in terms of preferences, in terms of taste, absolutely kids are interested in healthy food and enjoy eating fresh fruits and vegetables and these kinds of things. There's no doubt about that. So it's such a simple thing to change or even make these kinds of foods available, and yet it gives people the option.
Yeah, was a nice little study. I am very impressed with Dr. Wansing's program at Cornell. I have often said the graduate students working in that lab are very lucky to have a professor as Brian Wansink. He's the director of the Cornell Food and Brand Lab. They do such cool research there. Their studies are unique. They have an interesting modern twist to them. They're fun. They're fun, but they're serious. So I'm a big fan of Dr. Wansink. He doesn't know me from Adam's rib, but I just wanted to share that with you. What did you have on your mind today? I know you didn't come here to talk about all these things. You had something else on your mind too. Sure.
Well, it is related. Now, when we were speaking about the work thing before, it got me thinking about stress. That would be a good topic for another show. But certainly what's on my mind is more related to food and food choices. But because it seems like everybody and their brother and their sister have been mentioning to me lately that they have some sort of digestive upset. And I don't know what's going on with that. But, yeah, it just got me thinking about the nature of digestion and how complex and amazing it is, and how it's in some ways a miracle that it usually goes well, and yet there are so many different ways that it can get out of balance and out of whack, and it can really affect people's day-to-day well-being. And there are so many natural steps that people can take, simple things that they can do that can improve digestion. So I've been thinking a lot about that recently.
I've had more than a few guests come on this show, and I'm paraphrasing, but they'll say some such things as, well, digestive health is the foundation of overall health. When your digestive health is impaired, your overall health is impaired, and so on and so on. In other words, that something about our digestive health and that system that seems to influence everything else. What is your take about that? What's your view, given your training?
Oh, yeah, there's no doubt about that. It is the foundation of good health. All disease, well, one of the principles of naturopathic medicine is disease tends to begin in the gut. And
that's what they taught you in school?
That is a principle of naturopathic medicine, yes.
Say that again now?
That disease, or most disease, originates in the gut. So if there's something going wrong, treat the gut, look at the gut, see what's going on there, because if there's something happening, unless you heal that, you probably won't be able to make progress anywhere else in the body.
What did you make of that the first time you were sitting in class and some professor uttered that?
I thought, how is that possible? It didn't seem to make sense. But
well, how is it possible?
Well, our intestines, our guts, the gastrointestinal tract is where the outside world meets our inner world, and so there's a lot going on in there. It's where we absorb nutrients. There are the vast majority of our immune system lines the gastrointestinal tract, so what happens there has a big impact on our immune system. There is a connection between the intestines and the brain called the gut-brain axis, which has a massive impact on our mood, how we think and feel. There are brain cells in the gastrointestinal tract that send messages directly to the brain. So what happens in the gut is literally connected with everything that happens in the rest of the body.
And so during the course of your studies at the Canadian College of Naturopathic Medicine, I guess more than a few moments were spent on that principle then.
That's right, and yet it has taken even years as the years go by, the more I see that's true.
The more you see it's true. How long have you been a physician now?
13, 15, 16 years.
16. Just seems like yesterday, doesn't it?
That's right.
You only look like you're 29, Dr. K. We have photographs of you, and I don't know what you're doing, but keep doing it.
No.
You have a couple of kids, too, don't you?
I do. 2 boys, 5 years and 13.
You're a saint. You are listening to Dr. Kate Rheaume Bleue. Dr. Bleue is an educator for natural factors. We enjoy having her on. This show is unscripted in that sense. You can hear the nature of the conversation. She shows up. She's prepared. She's going to have a few things to share with us today. That one principle, she just gave you an insight, something they taught her in naturopathic school, right? That the foundation of your health, all disease mostly begins and ends in the gastrointestinal tract. Well, no charge. We're not charging for that that insight. So we'll take that principle, we'll develop it, and see how it can benefit each and every one of us each and every day. LTN, coast to coast and globally. And website. The show also airs on radio coast to coast, including Hawaii, Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern.
And we
Please
believe
check your
integrity
local
should
listings.
always be our
We'll
number
right
one
back.
ingredient. We are committed to this belief because you deserve high-quality nutrition, specifically crafted with the highest standards to support your health. Country Life's manufacturing facility is an NSF GMP-registered facility, as well as USDA certified organic, so you can feel good about the products
This is
you're
Dr.
taking.
Michael Garko.
Country
Thank
Life
you for
Vitamins is
watching
also
Let's
the
Talk
first
Nutrition.
supplement company
The
in
show
the
will
United
return
States to have a
shortly.
complete line of products certified gluten-free. That's over 500 products. Country Life Vitamins' pledge of integrity is based on 5 standards: authenticity, cleanliness, freshness,
This is Dr. Michael
consistency,
Garko.
and
Thank you for
accuracy.
watching Let's
Ask for
Talk
Country
Nutrition.
Life's
The show will
top-selling
return
products,
shortly.
such as Coenzyme B Advanced for increased energy or Flex Able for joint health. Country Life Vitamins' commitment to ensure all of our products are pure, wholesome, gluten-free supplements full of natural goodness provides peace of mind with the knowledge you are using a brand you can trust.
Are you
This is
waking
Dr.
up each
Michael
day to
Garko.
the
Thank
life
you
you
for
have
watching
to
Let's
live
Talk
or to the life
Nutrition.
you
Following
want to
commercial
live?
messages,
Better
the
health
show will
shouldn't be
return
left to
shortly.
chance.
LTN
Smart choices to
streams
living
live
longer
Monday through
and
Friday,
stronger
9 to
include
11 a.m.
making
Eastern on
Kyolic aged
YouTube,
garlic
Facebook,
extract
and the
a part of
LTN
your
website.
daily
The
routine.
show also
For
airs
years,
on radio
medical
coast to
researchers
coast,
have recommended
including
adding
Hawaii,
Kyolic to
Monday
the
through
diet
Friday,
as a
9 to
powerful
11
tool
a.m.
to enhancing
Eastern.
overall
Please check
heart
your
and
local
immune
listings.
health.
We'll be
Recent
right back.
clinical studies at UCLA Medical Center using Kyolic suggest that garlic may slow plaque formation in the arteries and support healthy cholesterol and homocysteine levels. Previous research also shows Kyolic may enhance your immune system defenses. Kyolic is organic, odorless, and
This is Dr.
the
Michael
only
Garko. Thank you for
antioxidant garlic
watching Let's
supplement
Talk
available
Nutrition.
worldwide.
The show will return
Maintaining
shortly.
a healthier you could extend your life. Your wellness begins with Kyolic aged garlic extract. Available everywhere fine nutritional supplements are sold. Visit kyolic.com. That's
This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly.
998 for a free sample today.
The proceeding was a commercial program paid for by Let's Talk Nutrition, LLC.
32 women get to take the field with your Tampa Bay Buccaneers every season and proudly wear the red and pewter at Raymond James Stadium on game day.
This is Dr. Michael
Is your
Garko.
dream
Thank
to
you
be
for
one of
watching
them?
Let's Talk
Preliminary
Nutrition.
auditions
Following
to be
commercial
part of the
messages,
Tampa
the
Bay
show will
Buccaneers
return shortly.
cheerleaders start at 10
LTN
a.m.
streams
Sunday,
live Monday
April
through
8th
Friday, 9
at
to
1
11
Buccaneer
a.m.
Place.
Eastern on
Prior
YouTube,
dance experience
Facebook,
is
and the
required.
LTN
For
website.
information
The
on
show
prep
also
classes
airs on
and
radio
everything you'll
coast to
need for
coast,
auditions,
including
visit
Hawaii, Monday through
buccaneers.com.
Friday,
Go
9 to
Bucs!
11 a.m. Eastern. Please check your local listings. We'll
From the
be
Weather
right
Center,
back.
Abrahamson and Uterwick. Visit theinjurylawyers.com. Pinellas Hillsborough.
Lots of sunshine and breezy. High 83. Clear tonight. Low 66. Tomorrow, partly cloudy. A 20% rain chance. High 81.
This report is brought to you by Unbound.org.
This is Dr. Michael
Right now,
Garko. Thank
there's
you
a
for
girl in
watching
India
Let's
who
Talk
has
Nutrition.
dreams
The
big
show
within
will
her
return
village.
shortly.
Right now, there's an elder in Guatemala who dreams of a life of greater dignity and less loneliness. You can help change the future of one person in a single moment. Begin the change at Unbound.org.
This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly.
Available everywhere you want to listen on our free iHeartRadio app. Download it now.
This is CBS News on the Hour, presented by TheraWorks Relief. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
This is Dr.
If it
Michael
all works
Garca.
out
Thank
for
you for
President
watching
Trump,
Let's Talk
his
Nutrition.
personal physician will take over as head of Veterans Affairs.
LTN
a day
streams
after he
live Monday
handed an
through Friday, 9
Obama-era
to 11
holdover
a.m.
his
Eastern on
walking
YouTube,
papers. White House
Facebook, and the
correspondent
LTN
Stephen
website.
Portnoy.
The show also airs on radio coast to coast, including Hawaii, Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern. Please check your local listings. We'll be right back.
Separately, many in the president's inner circle felt Shulkin wasn't aggressive enough in advancing the conservative goal of privatizing VA health care. The American Legion says it opposes that and closing VA facilities. The veterans group thanks Shulkin for the meaningful, positive changes.
This is Dr. Michael
After this
Garca.
week's
Thank you
meeting
for
with
watching
China's
Let's Talk
president,
Nutrition.
North Korean
The show will
dictator
return
Kim
shortly.
Jong-un is getting ready for a summit with South Korean President Moon Jae-in at the end of April. Reporter Don Kirk in Seoul.
They have a lot of details to work out. I would say that security is the
This is Dr. Michael
overwhelming
Garca.
detail.
Thank you for watching
China,
Let's Talk
incidentally, is
Nutrition.
very
The
much
show will
involved in
return
the
shortly.
process. China sent a high-level emissary to Seoul. He's talking to Moon Jae-in's chief of staff right now, discussing the summit and what might come out of it.
It could help pave the way for Kim to meet with President Trump this spring. The younger brother of the Parkland, Florida school shooter will have to enroll in therapy and
This is
wear
Dr.
an
Michael
ankle
Garca.
bracelet.
Thank you for
That's
watching
the order
Let's
from a
Talk
judge
Nutrition.
in Fort
Following
Lauderdale
commercial
after
messages, the
police
show
found
will return
18-year-old
shortly.
Zachary
LTN
Cruz
streams live
skateboarding
Monday
on the
through Friday,
grounds
9
of
to
Stoneman
11 a.m.
Douglas High
Eastern
this
on
month. His
YouTube,
attorney,
Facebook,
Joseph
and the
Kimmock.
LTN website. The show also airs on radio coast to coast, including Hawaii, Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern. Please check your local listings. We'll be right back.
The judge also says Cruz cannot own or have any guns in his possession. A funeral service being held at a church in Sacramento today for Stefan Clark, the 22-year-old black man killed by police in his grandmother's backyard.
It should have never happened. He shouldn't even be laying here.
This is Dr. Michael Garca. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return
Opening
shortly.
day will be tinged with sadness for New York baseball fans. The Mets confirm Rusty Staub has died.
After playing his first 6 seasons in Houston, Rusty Staub was traded to the expansion Montreal Expos.
This is Dr. Michael Garca. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly.
Original Expos. I truly love living here in the city of Montreal.
He played 3 years in Montreal and was then traded to the Mets for Ken Singleton, who knew he was replacing a legend north of the border.
He was the star. He was number one. His appeal transcended the baseball field.
When he retired after 23
This is
seasons,
Dr. Michael
Staub
Garca.
became
Thank
a
you for
successful
watching Let's
restaurant
Talk
owner
Nutrition.
in New
Following
York City.
commercial
Jim
messages, the
Kennedy,
show will return
CBS
shortly.
News.
Staub would have
LTN
turned
streams
74
live
Sunday.
Monday
He
through
suffered
Friday, 9 to
from
11
multiple
a.m.
organ
Eastern on
failure.
YouTube,
Dow up
Facebook,
96
and the
points.
LTN
This is
website. The
CBS
show
News.
also airs on radio
To prevent
coast to
and relieve
coast,
muscle
including
cramps in your
Hawaii,
legs and
Monday
feet,
through
use
Friday, 9 to
TheraWorks
11
Relief.
a.m.
Get
Eastern.
TheraWorks
Please
Relief
check your
today
local
at select
listings. We'll
CVS
be
and
right
Rite Aid
back.
pharmacies or TheraWorksRelief.com. To prevent muscle cramps in your legs and feet, use TheraWorks Relief. This fast-acting foam is clinically proven to relieve leg and foot cramps. Get TheraWorks Relief today at select CVS and Rite Aid pharmacies or TheraWorksRelief.com.
This is Dr.
Ask your
Michael Garca.
pharmacist
Thank you for watching
TheraWorks
Let's
Relief.
Talk Nutrition.
ZipRecruiter,
The show will
the
return
smartest way to
shortly.
hire. ZipRecruiter posts your job to over 100 job boards with just one click, and then their smart matching technology finds the right candidates. Try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com.
This is Dr. Michael Garca. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly.
Zoom video conferencing. Turn any size conference room, huddle room, or executive office into a Zoom room with flawless HD video, crystal clear audio, and instant wireless sharing. It'll even work with your existing hardware. Start your meetings with a single touch or use Zoom's new voice command feature.
This is
Zoom,
Dr. Michael
start
Garca.
meeting.
Thank you for
Huddle
watching Let's
happy.
Talk Nutrition.
Visit
Following commercial
Zoom.us to set
messages,
up
the show
your
will
free
return
Zoom room
shortly.
trial today.
LTN streams
That's
live Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m.
Zoom
Eastern on
video
YouTube,
conferencing.
Facebook, and the LTN website. The show
Ned
also
here. I've
airs
got
on
Gordon
radio
Deal with
coast
me.
to
You hear
coast,
him mornings
including
on
Hawaii,
1250
Monday through Friday, 9 to
WHMZ.
11
Gordon,
a.m.
why start
Eastern.
the day
Please
with
check
you?
your
Schmidt,
local
you
listings.
keep everyone
We'll be
connected
right
minute
back.
by minute to breaking news in the afternoon. On This Morning, we set the stage for the day ahead and look at the trends that affect finances and careers, the things we'll all be talking about tomorrow and next year.
Drive home with me, drive to work with Gordon Deal, and this morning, America's First News,
This is Dr.
5
Michael
to 7
Garca.
a.m.
Thank you
right
for
here
watching Let's
on
Talk
1250
Nutrition.
Wins
The show will return
WHMZ.
shortly.
From the Train Traffic Center, powered by Millionaire.
The very slow on I-75 in the northbound direction from US 301.
This is Dr. Michael Garca. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly.
Crash at Chicago Avenue blocking the right lane, and there's a disabled vehicle in a lane westbound on 118th Avenue North at 49th Street. See traffic problems? Call the injury firm of Abrahamson in Utica Hillsborough traffic tip line at 866-545-9595.
This report is brought to you by Florida Hospital. Smile more, stress less, and
Michael
discover your
Garka.
best
Thank
self
you for
along the
watching
way.
Let's
With
Talk
Florida
Nutrition.
Hospital's
Following
powerful
commercial
network of
messages, the
cares
show will
behind you for
return
every
shortly.
step, every
LTN
milestone,
streams
every
live
turning
Monday
point.
through
You can
Friday,
live your
9 to
fullest
11
life at
a.m.
every age
Eastern
and
on
every
YouTube,
stage. Learn more
Facebook,
at
and the LTN
FHCareNetwork.com.
website. The
That's
show also airs on radio
FHCareNetwork.com.
coast to coast, including Hawaii, Monday
Sunny,
through
heading
Friday,
up to
9 to
83
11
today,
a.m.
partly cloudy
Eastern.
tonight,
Please
low
check your local
65.
listings.
Friday, a
We'll
slight
be right
rain
back.
chance, high 82. Mark Levin at 7, then NBA basketball at 8 on 1250 WHNZ, Oklahoma City versus San Antonio.
The following is a commercial program paid for by Let's Talk Nutrition, LLC.
This is Dr. Michael
The
Garka. Thank you
opinions,
for
viewpoints,
watching
and
Let's Talk
promises
Nutrition.
made during
The
the
show will
following
return
program
shortly.
are not those of WHNZ AM, its staff, management, or parent company, iHeartMedia Incorporated.
This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly.
Statements made during this broadcast regarding products or the claims made about specific products have not been evaluated by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. Products and treatments discussed are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent disease. Make your physician aware of all nutritional supplements used
This is
and
Dr.
immediately
Michael
notify your
Garka. Thank you
physician
for
if you have
watching
any
Let's
health
Talk
concern or
Nutrition.
undiagnosed
Following
sign or
commercial
symptom.
messages, the show will return shortly. LTN
Let's Talk
streams
Nutrition
live
is a
Monday
health
through
talk
Friday,
show that
9 to
features
11 a.m.
scientists,
Eastern
authors,
on YouTube,
nutrition specialists,
Facebook,
personal
and the
trainers,
LTN
holistic
website. The show
healers, and
also
experts
airs
in
on radio,
traditional,
coast to
natural,
coast,
and
including
integrative
Hawaii,
medicine.
Monday
Listen for a
through
chance to win
Friday,
daily
9 to 11
prizes and
a.m.
follow
Eastern.
Let's Talk
Please check
Nutrition
your
on
local
Facebook and
listings. We'll be
Instagram
right
at
back.
Let's Talk Nutrition or on Twitter at LTN Radio. It's time for some inspiration. Tune in to get fit and healthy. It's time to talk about nutrition. Nutrition for your body, your mind, your spirit. It's time to talk about proper exercise, stress relief,
This is
eating
Dr.
well,
Michael
and
Garko. Thank you
supplementation
for
to
watching
help.
Let's
Get
Talk
ready to
Nutrition.
take charge
The
of
show
your
will
health
return
because
shortly.
your health is your wealth and the wealth of those who care about and love you. It's time for Let's Talk Nutrition with Dr. Michael Garko. Welcome to the show.
And welcome to the show. Great to be with you. Thanks for tuning in to Let's Talk Nutrition. We are coast to coast and we are global. And glad you were able to make your way to the show. Dr. Kate Rheaume Bleue is my guest. Dr. Kate is a regular guest on Let's Talk Nutrition. She's a naturopathic physician. Been doing this about better than 15 years or more. And very good at it. We enjoy having her on. And the show is, of course, to try to educate and empower the listener and the viewer so as to do what? Take charge of their health so that they can live a long life with quality of life. Those are nice things to say. It takes a concerted and very focused, informed effort to accomplish that. And we all have the best of intentions. And there are any number of pathways or theories or practices to accomplish all of that. It just depends on, what you buy into and what you think works and doesn't work. But what you can always use as a guiding light are the data. What does the science tell you? What does all of the practices over cultures, across cultures over hundreds of years, if not thousands of years, teach us? There weren't always clinical trials, and people figured out how to take care of themselves. So we take a look at that too, and I'm very intrigued with and focus on different cultures and what the kinds of things that they do and have done, continue to do, that serve them well. And we are involved in a great experiment in this country that is an experiment that was never intended. And not only was it not intended, but it was not one in which there would be so many casualties. And what I'm referring to is this experiment in our food culture where we have worked our way into a corner where we're eating highly processed foods, not whole foods, processed foods, clear cut, oftentimes of the nutrients that constitute it, and rely upon just some certain major ingredients like salt, sugar, and fat to make the food enticing, to smell good, taste good, feel good in our mouth, and so on. And what's interesting about this way of eating, this paradigm, is when it's imported into other cultures, disease rates across the spectrum begin to rise. Everything from heart disease to cancer to you name it. Now, what's interesting about this is that people are literally, there is early death and disease associated with food. And the food is sold, and it's legal. And everybody just sort of standing by watching this happen. And a lot of arm waving, a lot of rhetoric, a lot of this and a lot of that. But the fact of the matter is that in this country, we have major epidemics going on simultaneously over the obesity epidemic, diabetes epidemic that runs in parallel with it, and associated conditions and diseases stemming just from obesity. That begins early, cardiovascular disease. That begins early in childhood, where children are growing up with adult diseases. It's unconscionable. Unconscionable. And we're standing by watching it. As if somehow food is just food. No, it's not. Food is not just food. I don't know what people think. The one principle that's often cited, and Dr. Kate will tell you this, the body has this great ability and remarkable and miraculous biological ability to heal itself, presuming that you give it the materials to do that. It can't do it just out of the ether. The building blocks of good health are found in food, man. This is not hard. And we've created a paradigm that is really, really, the general population is 2/3 of which is overweight or obese, and it's rising. I'm just saying. So the obvious is in front of us, but it escapes us. Oftentimes that's the case in life. As I said, my guest is Dr. Kate Rheaume Bleue. She is an educator for Natural Factors, one of my favorite dietary supplement companies. I had a chance to meet with many of the good people at Natural Factors when we went to Expo West a few weeks ago.
I'm addicted to those vegan bars.
You like
You've
those?
got me so hooked on them.
There's a couple in my bag.
Oh.
There's one in my bag, I know for sure.
They actually taste like chocolate.
They are chocolate.
I know. I don't know if Dr. Kate knows what we're talking about. I'm sorry.
I do. The Whole Earth and Sea Bars. I've got one in my bag, too.
The Whole Earth and Sea Bars. Those are yum. There's not a kid on the planet that would not unwrap that thing and eat it.
Yeah, you could probably tell them it was a brownie, and they would eat it.
Absolutely. It's wonderful. Who said?
And it's full of greens and super high in fiber and high in, you're right, plant-based proteins. It's a great snack. Great, by the way, with a coffee. If you haven't
it is good with coffee. There you go, Dr. Kate. You're my kind of person, boy.
We have both our coffee cups on the table right now. That's funny that you say that.
It's all good.
Yeah.
Where are you today, Dr. Kate?
I am actually in the Eastern office, so we're in the same time zone this morning, close to Toronto.
Oh, you're close to Toronto today. Toronto's a nice city.
It is.
Very cosmopolitan, multilingual, multi-ethnic, very forward, progressive city. So you wanted to talk about digestive health today?
I did, yeah, because it just seems like everybody who I've been chatting with lately is mentioning something's not quite right, and when your digestion's off, it's hard to feel well and in general. And there are so many different things. I mean, of course, when we talk about digestion, the first thing you want to look at is what you're eating, and if there's anything there that's triggering. But for the most part, I'm speaking with people who are aware of that, and yet they still feel like they're off. And there's lots of different ways to address imbalances that may be happening in the digestive tract, like probiotics, like digestive enzymes. I'm happy to talk about any of those. Probiotics is a topic that's absolutely fascinating to me.
And fiber.
And fiber, definitely. I mean, that's one, even for people in the know, it's without some effort, your fiber intake can slide and can decrease, and that is ultimately it's feeding those good bacteria. That's the main purpose of it, and that has such a positive effect on the rest of the body.
Just so people understand, I'll get Dr. Kate to share with you what she was taught in naturopathic school about digestion and digestive health, but your digestive system is that system, in a word, that is responsible for breaking down foods and liquids into their chemical elements or components, carbohydrate, fat, proteins, and such, so that the body can absorb those nutrients, use it for energy to help maintain, sustain, and repair your biological systems. Come back, Dr. Kate will share with you what she was taught in naturopathic school. That is a universal principle regarding health, wellness, and well-being. We'll get her to share that with you, and it sort of gets at the heart of the matter here about her theme for today. You are listening to Let's Talk Nutrition. We are coast to coast. We are global. Here's how to connect. Call this number.
You can reach us at 877-897-8255. That's 877-897-8255. And I got a question about diverticulitis when we come back.
Yeah, diverticulitis, the flip side of diverticulosis, not very much fun, and somebody suffering from an attack of diverticulitis can be very, very painful and destroy the quality of your life. We'll be back with Dr. Kate, Rheaume Bleue.
Almost 52% of men experience erectile dysfunction and benign prostatic hyperplasia. If you've had challenges with virility, sexual health, or low energy, Body Vigor's Alpha Extension may be the answer for you. Body Vigor's Alpha Extension can help revitalize your alpha male and extend your love. Our formula is one of the highest quality nutraceuticals available, formulated to support the processes involved in promoting a healthy male sex drive, energy, and stamina. Alpha Extension has 2 powerful herbal blends, Virilomax, which focuses on male sexual health, and T-Pump Activator, which helps balance your testosterone levels. Revitalize your alpha male with Body Vigor's Alpha Extension, exclusively available on Amazon.com.
Some basics here. Your digestive system, as I said a moment ago, is responsible for breaking down foods and liquids into their chemical components so that your body can absorb those nutrients and use it for energy to create, sustain, and repair. The food will pass. The food goes from that journey begins in the mouth, right? Goes down the esophagus into the stomach, where digestion begins. Then the next station is the small intestine. That's about 20 feet long on average. That breaks down food even further, absorbs nutrients, and sends it into the bloodstream. The remaining watery food, whatever residue is left, will pass into the large intestine. That is about 4 feet long. As undigested food passes through it, bacteria that does what? Will feed off of those food remnants. The walls of the large intestine are responsible for lack of a better way of saying it, soaking up the remaining water, and any undigested food that remains is expelled by this disposal system that we have, and it's all pretty good. It's simple but complicated, elegant but efficient, right? It's just amazing what we eat and what gets digested and absorbed is what makes the difference. Dr. Kate Rheaume Bleue is my guest. We had a question about diverticulitis, Gary. Is that it?
Yes.
From,
Linda out of Brooksville.
And what she wants to know?
Wants to know about diverticulitis. Please help. It's
terrible.
It's terrible. That's basically what she wrote.
Okay. Dr. Kate, welcome back. Diverticulitis, big issue with regard to digestive health.
Yeah, and it is terrible. It's painful. It's debilitating. It's not a fun condition to have. This is an infection of the small sacs. These are little pockets that can line the digestive tract, and when they become infected and inflamed, it can be extremely painful. In some areas, they can be holding or retaining fecal matter, which obviously is promoting inflammation and not a good thing, and it can be quite debilitating. So there are steps to take, simple steps that can help improve. You want to be able to calm, soothe, heal the digestive tract, as well as help to clean out those pockets so they can heal up. So removing common offending foods that can be slowing the digestion, promoting inflammation, things like wheat is a big one, and or dairy. Those are probably the two main ones. And then looking at the soothing and healing, I really highly recommend bone broths on a daily basis if possible, because this provides collagen and gelatin and other nutrients that are soothing and healing to the digestive tract as a start. I really like that. L-glutamine is also a nutrient. It's an amino acid that is a food for the cells that line the gastrointestinal tract, and it's very healing, so I really like it for that. And increasing soluble fiber as a start. There's lots of ways to do that, but basically this will help to pull out some of what is building up in those pockets. And of course, probiotics are very important here as well, because that balance of good bacteria will be disrupted by these pockets of infection.
Mm-hmm. What do you make of aloe vera, the inner fillet, not the whole leaf, but the inner fillet, liquid aloe vera, consumption of that? Would you find that to be therapeutic?
Yes, that is definitely a good choice for this condition. It is very soothing and healing. I've seen good results with that for a number of conditions. Colitis, for example, Crohn's can be very helpful, and it's one that I would recommend for diverticulitis as well.
Mm-hmm. So if you were listening to Dr. Kate, she's talking about doing very basic, simple things. Probiotics. You might even consider aloe vera. Eating vegetable food, fiber, increasing fiber intake. I don't know if it's a good idea to be eating a lot of raw vegetables at this time. You might want to cook them, a little easier to digest. That can be very helpful. Drinking lots of water is also helpful. And if it gets really out of control, you might want to go see your physician. They may have to prescribe something to get that infection. These diverticuli, these little, it's a weakening of the lining of the muscle, and they get these outpouches and they get infected, and it's horrible. And once you have the disease, you have it for the rest of your life. Diverticulosis is the disease, but then diverticulitis is a itis is the inflammation part of it. Not a lot of fun. One of the causes is constipation chronic constipation over a long, long period of time, Dr. Caton. Isn't that right?
Absolutely, and chronic constipation is really common.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is.
So common.
Because you're putting pressure on the lining, on the musculature, and that weakens the muscle fibers, and you get these pouches that form, and they protrude out, and you fill with fecal matter. It's a mess. But you can manage it, and it's through diet. Let's go to Rufino.
Yes.
All right, Rufino, welcome to the show. It's great to have you on.
Hey, Dr. Garko, how you doing?
I'm doing great, man.
Hey, I love your guest. Every time she's on, I try to listen to every minute of the show, man. She's just awesome.
All right, hold on. We're headed to the bottom of the hour. We're got to pay a few bills around here. When we come back, we'll talk with Rufino. Then we have Bill in Tampa holding. We love it when you all call. We are listening to Let's Talk Nutrition. We are coast to coast. We are global. Dr. Kate Rheaume Bleue is my guest today. Very appropriate topic. It affects everybody, every single person listening and watching this show. Our digestive health. You don't subcontract your health out to other people all the time. You need to be the foreperson on the job. Take charge of your health. Be the boss. Take charge.
Women who are pregnant or planning to have a child have specific nutritional needs. Maintaining optimal nutritional intake is important for mother and baby. Body Vigor's Preferred Prenatal can help mother and baby receive the appropriate building blocks for growth, development, and healthy function. The Preferred Prenatal formula provides essential vitamins and minerals, along with added support ingredients such as folic acid and DHA. Preferred Prenatal also incorporates a bonus herbal blend to help the mom-to-be with the uncomfortable side effects of pregnancy, like nausea, vomiting, mood swings, and uterine health. Support a healthy pregnancy for you and your baby with Preferred Prenatal, exclusively on Amazon.com.
Back. Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. Let's get right back to the phones. Rufino, welcome back to the show. Sorry to cut you off like that at the bottom of the hour, but we had to do that. That's forced. So go ahead, Rufino.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. Thank you for asking.
Awesome. Hey, I want to chime in on these organic vegan green bars, too, that, because of you, I have natural factors in my store now. And absolutely just a wonderful company. But the Whole Earth and Sea, those vitamins are our number one vitamins now in our store. And these green bars, I'm not going to lie to you, when the rep came, I was a little scared of a vegetable bar that, I didn't know how it was going to taste. And Gary's right. These things are amazing. They're addicting. They're delicious. A lot of people during the day will grab something quick to eat, and they screw up their gut and their digestion because they're on the run. This is what you want in your body on the run. Completely organic, everything from Whole Earth and Sea, SEA, which means the sea. There's spirulina, all your algae, This is a bar that is just truly amazing, and I just wanted to chime in.
Oh, that's great.
I absolutely love them.
Well, thank you for doing that. And Rufino has a store in Clarksville, Georgia, called A to Zinc, and they do quite well there. It's like an oasis, a nutritional oasis in that part of the country. And he's a great supporter of the show, and the customers should really thank him. He brings in the lines. He listens to the show. I recommended to him that Natural Factors was a company he needs to have in the repertoire, and sure enough, he's got it there now. Let's go to Mike in Tampa. Michael, welcome to the show.
Good morning. I'm also a great supporter of the show. I just wanted to ask you a question about glutamine for Crohn's disease.
Absolutely.
Can the doctor expound on whether that's good for it, and should you take large doses and so forth?
That's a great question. I'm a big fan of L-glutamine. Dr. Kate, you alluded to it. It was on my mind. I'm glad Michael brought it up again. L-glutamine helps repair the lining of the gut, doesn't it?
It does. It is a food. It's a fuel for the enterocytes, the cells that line the gastrointestinal tract. And those cells, they turn over every few days. It's such a dynamic area, the tissues in there. And absolutely, for the treatment of Crohn's disease, even active Crohn's disease, there is even clinical research behind this, in addition to practice and doctors reporting back on the benefits of it. But absolutely, it is helpful for maintaining the integrity of the lining of the intestines, which is very important in Crohn's disease.
Does Natural Factors have a freestanding L-glutamine product, if you know?
Yes, we actually have two. There's one that is just straight L-glutamine, as well as we have L-glutamine that's combined with theracurmin. And that is, now, depending on your intestinal condition, you may have to go slow with the theracurmin. Some people do really well with it, and others are more sensitive to the curcumin. But there are two options there, but L-glutamine is a great choice, an important part of therapy for Crohn's disease.
What's the name of that product? I didn't know you had an L-glutamine theracurmin combination. That's fabulous. What is the name of it?
It is the Muscle Recovery and Growth Optimizer. And, well, before I should speak, I should double-check that you guys have it down there south of the border. I'm pretty sure you do. And this is the one, it's just a very simple combination of theracurmin and the L-glutamine, which people can take, as a drink. It mixes very easily into water or juice. You can take it on an empty stomach or, mixing it into your shakes. And
that's a wonderful that's a wonderful combination. I didn't realize you all had that. Boy, I wish I knew that. I'm glad you.
Very new product. Yeah, the curcumin-rich Muscle Recovery and Growth Optimizer. Curcuminizer. That's what the brand of the name is, and it's just a combination of curcumin and L-glutamine.
So what is the name of the product again?
The curcumin-rich Muscle Recovery and Growth Curcuminizer.
Jesus. They need to hire me. I'll give them a better name. That's a great product. I have not seen that. I didn't know about it. I'm glad. New. Yeah. If somebody has diverticulitis or Crohn's disease or leaky gut, what would you think would be a therapeutic dose of L-glutamine for a period of time anyway, a couple, 3 weeks, a month maybe? What would you think would be a good dosage level?
Well, I'd probably start at 5 grams, which is typically a scoop of an L-glutamine product, 5 grams, 1 to 3 times per day, and see how you go.
I love that. It has served me very well, L-glutamine, for me and my own personal health issues and whatnot. I'm a big fan. I know it works. The science is there, and I'm an advocate. So look for that Natural Factors product where they combine L-glutamine and theracuramine. Boy, you can't beat that. Let's go to Tampa. Let's go back to Tampa, Florida. Bill, welcome to the show.
Hi, doctor. A question that people ask me quite a bit is, what's the saturation point, or is there one with probiotics? Because you got everything now from chewing gum to,
good question.
You name it. It says it has probiotics in it. So
that's a wonderful question. That's a great question, Bill. Probiotics are great. Is more better? Is too much possible? What do you think, Dr. Kate?
More is, like most things, more is better to a certain point. After a certain point, it's not that too much would be harmful, but it's simply not more helpful, and they would be eliminated if there's just more probiotics than you have room for. They would simply be eliminated from the body, so it wouldn't have a downside per se, but you might not be getting your money's worth. Where that number is, we don't know. It's still so early, and of course that would vary per individual.
From Natural Factors, you have, I'm sure, an array of probiotic products, yes?
We do.
And is there any particular SKU that your favorite, you have a fave or you would recommend here?
Yeah, Natural Factors Probiotics is one of the reasons why I got involved with the company, because I realized in practice that I could offer professional-grade probiotics to my patients for very reasonable prices, much more so than the so-called professional companies that are often, offered through practitioners. The one that I like as a general all-purpose is something called the Ultimate Multi-Probiotic, and it has 12 different strains, and which are guaranteed to be compatible, guaranteed natural acid and bile resistance, and they're strains for the small and the large intestine. I just like it as a general all-purpose formula.
Great questions. Thank you for calling the show. We appreciate it very much, Michael and Bill and Ruffino. That's why we do this show. You inspired this kind of conversation. It wasn't planned, but yet it's right in the thematic realm of where Dr. Kate wanted to be today. That's why we do the show. So thank you so much for calling and asking those the audience is so smart, man. You people are, collectively, you're genius. So keep calling, keep asking, and keep commenting. You are listening to Let's Talk Nutrition. We're featuring today Dr. Kate Rheaume Bleue, educator for Natural Factors. We are coast to coast.
Are your joints feeling out of date and stiff? Is that old sports injury flaring up? Is your body aching from the daily wear and tear at work? Body Vigor's Joint Ready keeps you at the ready for any joint pain that gets out of line. Unfortunately, as we age, joint pain becomes more common. Body Vigor's Joint Ready can help provide relief so you can continue to go about your day. Our formula contains sulfated forms of glucosamine and chondroitin. Studies show that these sulfated forms are more effective than regular glucosamine bound to hydrochloride. Joint Ready promotes a healthy inflammatory response, facilitates cartilage synthesis, and provides additional antioxidants. Keep your joints at the ready with Body Vigor's Joint Ready, exclusively on Amazon.com.
Here's the LTN health question of the day. Now, you got to be careful with this question. It's somewhat of a trick question. Which one is longer? The short? Which one is longer? The small intestine or the large intestine? Which one is longer? The small intestine or the large intestine? If you get the right answer, you win a $25 supplement gift card. Which one is longer? Small intestine or large intestine? It's a trick question. I'm telling you up front. Go ahead, Gary.
877-897-8255. That's 877-897-8255.
So I'm sitting here listening to Dr. Kate. Dr. Kate really represents modern day approach to health, wellness, and well-being. She's a naturopathic physician. She's trained in modern times and brings to the conversation a point of view that represents, the latest of what we know from a scientific perspective about health, wellness, and well-being. And I'm sitting here listening to her, and she's talking about digestive health. But I'm then reminded that what she's able to talk about and the way she's able to talk about it is based upon others that preceded her and me, for that matter. And one in particular that comes to mind, I mention him from time to time, Dr. Dennis Parsons Burkett. Dr. Burkett was born in 1911. He was born in Ireland. And when you look at a photograph of Dr. Burkett, he's an unassuming man. But I have to tell you, when you read the history of Dr. Burkett and read what he had to say, read his own work, and look at the contribution that he has made to our understanding, just speaking of digestive health, it was Dr. Burkett who made the observation when he did all his work in Africa, working with children and tribes and others, adults in Africa, that dietary fiber deficiency was the cause of most of the chronic diseases in the Western world. And he learned that from his observations of all these tribes in Africa with whom he worked for many decades. And he brought that knowledge forward. And we take Burkett and others such as Dr. Burkett for granted. And it is they who laid the foundation for our modern day understanding of things. And when you have guests such as Dr. Kate Rheaume Bleue come on to the show, who represent the best of what we know now, but it comes from a long tradition in history. I celebrate and I recognize those figures. That's just part of my own background and training that I learned from my professors, to remember those that preceded us and made it possible for us. Dr. Kate, welcome back.
Thank you. It's wonderful that you bring up this this sort of elder and really somebody who's made such a great contribution, which is something that we take for granted today. Everybody knows what fiber is, but he was one of the first people to recognize that those who eat very low levels of fiber have just greater risks in connections with all kinds of conditions.
What's so astonishing about him is when I look at a photograph of him, he looks like every man, so to speak. Mm-hmm. You wouldn't, nothing distinct, nothing, doesn't look like he stepped out of central casting or anything like that. Just a common looking fellow from Ireland, smart as a whip, and what it was, observation. He was a keen practitioner of observation, just watched and learned. And, I just can't tell you how much regard I have for that and what that means to me as a researcher myself and as a writer and all that I try to do I have tried to do and still try to do in my own career. I just admire that. And I was listening to you and I was saying she really is representative of what modern day thought is about these kinds of matters, but we should not forget Dr. Burkett and others. So I knew you would appreciate that.
Thank you. Yeah.
I don't know if Dr. Burkett ever came up in your studies, but he was born in 1911. He died in 1993. Yeah.
He wrote a book called Don't Forget Fiber in Your Diet.
Yes, he did. To celebrate the theme that you wanted to do today, can you mention some of the products from Natural Factors that would serve digestive health well?
Oh, there's so many. So probiotics, for example, the Ultimate Probiotic is one that is so helpful. L-glutamine, as well as the L-glutamine and ferrocurcumin combination, that is the curcumin-rich muscle recovery and growth curcuminizer. That is one that is super helpful as well. And there's a wide range of enzymes, which are very affordable and broad spectrum, very helpful enzyme products, which could be enormously helpful with digestion.
What about freestanding fiber products? Do you have any fiber products?
Definitely the one that tops the list there, and it is a form of soluble fiber that I was speaking about earlier, can help to clean out, in some cases, pockets when you see diverticulosis or diverticulitis, which is PGX. It's a combination of 3 soluble fibers. That is helpful for controlling blood sugar levels, making you feel full and satisfied to lead to weight loss. That's how it's marketed, but it really has other enormous benefits. And it's a wonderful prebiotic. It's food for the good bacteria in your intestine.
And also for weight loss, go to pgx.com. Let's go to Line, Lexington, Pennsylvania. Ruth, welcome to the show. So which is longer? Which is longer, the small intestine or the large intestine?
The small intestine.
Yeah, the small intestine's longer. It's small because of diameter, but it's about 20 feet long compared to the large intestine, which is wider diameter, but it's only about 4 feet or so long. Congratulations. I didn't trick you, Ruth. I'm glad I didn't.
No problem.
Thank you for listening to the show, Ruth. I love that name, by the way. It's a great name.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for the gift card. That's very sweet of you.
Oh, it's my pleasure. And Dr. Kate, thank you for being on the show today, and thanks to Natural Factors. And we'll catch you tomorrow. We'll do this again. And just remember, for the rest of the day, sort of let it drift in your mind a little bit, let it percolate. And the thought is this, that your health is your wealth, and that your particular health, your health, is the health of those in your life that care about and love you. I'll see you tomorrow.